Watch what he does with his handshake. Yeah, look how he pulls Putin in like that. This guy's just been in the KGB his whole life, and he's just like, welcome to my office. It's called the Negotiator's Handshake. It's much more of a psychological move in dominating a conversation than you would think, actually. Watch him do it to Kim Jong-un. Kim Jong-un's, he's a sly guy. Trump kind of like struggles to get like stationary, you know? It's this battle of dominance. Xi Jinping, watch this one. Yeah, you see that poll right there? Authoritative figures typically have tactics that they run, either consciously or subconsciously, that put them in control. My name's Hayden Schaap. I've been in sales for 12 years. I'm obsessed with how people make decisions. So I've been a sales expert, sales executive, and I've taken up a little thing called YouTube. We've taken the anatomy of the highest performers ever. They have 12 specific traits. Donald Trump has a tactic that he uses to be persuasive, that he knows he's using to be persuasive. True or false? The weave, dude. Do you guys know what the weave is?
But what happened?
The weave,
so with
Donald's
Afghanistan,
strategy. All right?
You know, I do the weave. You know what the weave is? I'll talk about like 9 different things, and they all come back brilliantly together. But the fake news, you know what they say? He rambled. That's not rambling. When you have, what you do is you get off a subject to mention another little tidbit, then you get back onto the subject, and you go through this, and you do it for 2 hours. And you don't even mispronounce one word.
You have to either listen to the entire thing where you walk away realizing Trump has some interesting takes, or take the bait. Then he can come back and say, yeah, look, see, fake news. You see, Donald Trump has this elite ability to dominate conversations based purely on his tonal structure and how he speaks.
Putin wants peace?
I think he does, yes. I think he does.
Do you think Vladimir Putin wants peace?
I think he does, yes. I think he
Donald
does.
Trump repeats the tonal pattern so that he is keeping rapport on the idea itself. But you'll see when it starts to matter, he escalates by mismatching the tonal pattern.
The tattoo doesn't have the tattoo, you know.
All right.
I mean, you're being dishonest.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm not. See that? You want to be perceived as the more calm, cool-headed person. Trump's easily wins this from a tonal perspective. Dude, did you hear what he said right here? Listen to this guy. He said you want to subscribe. I'm just kidding. If you could leave a comment though, that'd be great, because it'd be cool to do more of this stuff about more people. So leave a comment on who you think we should watch. We want to see what makes people great, okay? So who's great that we can look at? Yeah, who do you guys want to see next?
And we're here tonight in the heartland of our nation to celebrate the most successful first 100 days of any administration in the history of our country.
Dude, have you heard that Donald Trump speaks in a third grade reading level? If you look at the transcript from Donald Trump's first 100 days in office, in theory, I want to see what the reading level is. Hey, Grok, what is the reading level? Fifth grade reading level. I thought I heard a 3rd grade for some reason. He consistently scores between a 4th grade and a 6th grade reading level. Isn't this the reading level you would want to speak at if you were trying to attract the most amount of people at every level of education?
Hello, Michigan. Hello. We love you, Michigan. We love you.
How much of Donald Trump winning in his presidency, so was it 3 times now or something, as they say, not a 3rd time, could you chalk up to the fact that he views himself as a peer of the greatest presidents of the United States of all time?
Do you associate yourself?
Did you associate yourself with any famous historical figures?
I'd say George Washington, Abraham Lincoln. I would say I'm far superior to George Washington and Abraham Lincoln. Now, you know I'm only kidding, right?
Just kidding.
Because when I say that, the fake news is going to go wild. They're going to say he considers himself to be better than Washington. But you never know. You never know.
He totally thinks he's in the same peer group as the greatest presidents of all time. How else do you aspire to be president unless that's part of something deep about your identity? Maybe you become like those who you surround yourself with, and even if that's dead people in your thoughts.
I have tremendous respect for the Japanese people. I mean, you can respect somebody that's beating the hell out of you, but they are beating the hell out of this country. Kuwait, they live like kings, and yet they're not paying. We make it possible for them to sell their oil. Why aren't they paying us 25% of what they're making?
Apparently, Donald Trump cares a lot about tariffs, something like a bit deeper there. If you were just kind of psychoanalyzing the way he talks about it, which could infer something about like an overarching mission. I actually care about the status of America. If that is actually true, you would expect to see it as something he is currently after still. This next clip is Donald Jedediah Trump. What's the J? Someone tell us what the J is. It's his secret about the tariffs that I think might give away why does he actually care. Is it part of his life mission?
The higher the tariff, the more likely it is that the company will come into the United States and build a factory in the United States so it doesn't have to pay.
It's just consistent, which shows that it's important. In ultra successful people, you always see this. They have an overarching mission that they have cared about for a very long time.
You make it so high, so horrible, so obnoxious that they'll come right away. when I do the 10%, 10% is really
Greatest American president of all time.
hundreds of billions of dollars.
This is way more thought out than I thought it was.
Our deficit.
His reasons,
but, really,
but I haven't looked into it
There's two ways
much.
of looking at a tariff. You can do it as a money-making instrument, or you can do it as
honestly, from a negotiating standpoint, if you're wargaming what the purpose of the negotiation is, these are the set of actions you would try to take, according to his own reasoning. Listen, if you love Donald Trump, click the like button. If you hate Donald Trump, click the like button. If I'm the best salesman you've ever heard, click the like button. If I'm the worst salesman that you've ever heard, click the like button. I copied this from Alex Ramosi. I'm so sorry. If I am anywhere in between the most effective communicators you've ever heard, do me a favor and click the like button. Thank you. Did you know this is rumored to be the very moment that Donald Jonathan Trump decided to run for president? Dude, this was totally coordinated. There's no way this wasn't coordinated.
Focusing on the issues that matter. Like, did we fake the moon landing? What really happened in Roswell? And where are Biggie and Tupac?
So he's equating the birth certificate thing with conspiracy theories.
All kidding aside, obviously we all know about your credentials and breadth of experience.
Right there, dude. That's got to be it right there. This is kind of brutal. And then when he realizes that everyone like feels this way, I wonder if that's when he was just like, you guys are, you Trumps. You chumps, Trumps. How long before this do you think he's actually considers himself like capable of running for president? Man, I'm just thinking too small, dude. Gosh dang it, always. You don't ever out-achieve something you don't believe is possible. Do you think you could outwork President Trump?
Let's talk about stamina. You've used that word a lot. You made an issue in this campaign. You argued that
he looks so
president
tired. Dude, freaking Dr. Oz is kind of handsome, right? He's like handsome in a way that kind of like scares you a tiny bit.
I feel as good today as I did when I was 30.
Trump looks like extremely tired. How many days in a row did they do rallies? For 63 consecutive days. Dude, 63 days to form a habit. Every day, he's like, I can't stop doing these rallies. 4 rallies in the final day referenced. Oh, bro, can you imagine? This streak is noted as unprecedented effort. This is why this is impressive, all right? Even high-energy campaigners like Ronald Reagan and John F. Kennedy typically held fewer events per day to manage fatigue. It's so hard to be emotionally on point, to be in peak emotional state, that maybe this is why it's so many people in sales end up doing.
Take a look at what happened.
I mean, first of all, he's clearly surprised by it. I haven't caught this before, but he's clearly surprised by it because you can see his face flinch a little bit. Have you ever noticed that before? I'd never noticed that.
Take a look at what happened.
Yeah, see, he like kind of flinches, so he's clearly just like not expecting it. Okay, so people comment on this because of the exertion of bravery, right? Like it's like a spontaneous level of bravery. And so he comes up, he's got blood everywhere. They're like shielding him. I heard, though, someone fact check me on this, make a comment, because I'd love to actually know. When he was on the ground in real time, President Trump is realizing that this could be a historic moment, and he's somehow placing himself in the context of that moment. It's one thing to have a spontaneous act of courage in spite of clear danger. Is it more impressive, though, to actually play into that in real time on the spot? Next level freaking dominator stuff right there. President Donald J. Trump is a pretty solid strategy for dealing with failure.
I don't know if it's an ability or if you have it, just you can't quit.
It seems like a trait,
And I've seen people
There's people who are just too stubborn to quit.
And if they would have held out longer, they would have been successful. I've seen it so much. They were just quitters. They would quit. You have to also have flexibility, though.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, nice way to run that.
You can't necessarily say, I'm never giving up. I'm going to, and you got to be able to weave them up.
How ultra successful people think about their path to their own success. If it feels like you walk out of failure with this nuance of like, oh, I'm never doing that again, and these are the specific reasons why. Successful people don't fail less. They just learn from specific failures more quickly so that they don't keep committing the same errors over and over and over again. Here, put these on. Okay, Bjorn, you want to know what mastery looks like, dude? We're gonna do so much winning. During his campaign, I would listen to this all the time. Like if I was at the gym and like feeling a little down, I would put the first part of this on. Gosh, dude, I used to tell salesmen this all the time. Just be like, this freaking, you're just gonna get so tired of winning.
I'm working for you, and I'm working for you. I'm working for you folks. Why? You know why? Because we're gonna do things
that have never been done.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win so much you're gonna get sick and tired of winning. And I'm gonna say, I don't care. We're gonna keep winning because we're gonna make America great again. We're gonna make it greater than ever before. My homeboys that get you there, you want a 30.
Dude, that's dope, right? This tiny little account I found it on still only has 12 views. And I think they're probably all from me. And now that I'm a recently unemployed sales expert turned YouTuber, what I would really appreciate is if you signed up for my free, as the first part of my funnel, this free PDF that's so valuable that you're going to want to buy everything that I sell to you later, which will teach you how to close more deals. The top 5 smoke screens, you handle objections, you cut through smoke screens. I'm going to show you how to cut through them with the 5 best closes to close those exact smoke screens. Okay. And it's probably the type of closing that you've never tried before, unless you're a baller, in which case you will not recognize that you've done this before, but now you will be consciously competent so you can teach everyone around you. So do me a favor, sign up. All you have to do is give me your email and all your personal information so I can reach out with you and retarget you everywhere else. I'm just saying how it is, dude. If you're going to sell someone, you just tell them you're going to sell them. I'm not leaving your porch until you buy from me. So we can do this one of 2 ways. I can come back later or we can do it right now.